Welcome to Coffee and Real Estate. Today, I'm joined by the lovely Kayla Johnson, who is our principal designer.
Yep,
That's the official title.
that is the official title, yep.
I always am like, Kayla runs our design department,
I do.
which is what the principal
Yeah, so the
was-
the label works real well for that.
works well. Okay. So can you explain what that means and what we do? Like when I say runs our design department, what do you do? Like what's sort of like a day in the life of Kayla?
Yeah, so a lot of my job is going to client meetings. I am, like, very client-facing. Almost every single project we have, I am on the project with our, senior designer lead, and so I will be talking to the clients, walking them through our process. I do all of the floor plans, so anytime a client comes in and they wanna do a remodel or wanna do an addition or a new build, like, I will always be tackling that with them.
You do all the floor plans.
I do all of the floor plans, yep. Any project you see that, like I said, is remodeling, adding on, or completely from scratch, I'll create all of the drawings for that. On top of that, I also do all the administrative work, so emailing clients to schedule meetings, invoicing clients, making sure that all of our projects are operating how they should be, that they're on the correct cadence, that they're following our process properly. I'm tracking all of our profit and making sure that that is going according to plan and sitting in on our leadership meetings and making decisions with our team about where we should go next and what we should, you know, search for and what our next goals will be and things like that. So
And so, okay, so it's a lot.
it's a lot. Yeah, I wear a lot of
Well,
little hats, so you
So,
switch them off in the day.
but the majority of your time is working with clients
Yep,
to essentially accomplish whatever their construction goals
absolutely.
are. Coupled with overseeing that department, we
Mhm.
have a few designers on our team,
Yep.
some full-time, some contract, some interns also.
Yes, we do have some interns.
But you're essentially the floor plan wizard. I don't know if that's the right.
I'll take it.
But while other designers are doing more finish out.
Yeah, yeah. So my specialty is in the floor plan, space planning. I like to call it interior architecture
Okay.
because I can't.
Get behind that.
Yeah, like I can't call myself an architect, but I feel like I I create the space. People will say, "Hey, this is my problem," and I'll solve the puzzle of like
Yeah.
how to solve that problem. What does that look like?
And give me an example of that.
So if someone says, like my kitchen is not functioning properly, my pantry is too small and my fridge is all the way over there and, X, Y, or Z, I say, okay, how can we in your square footage give you these wish list items that you want, give you pull-out drawers, give you an appliance garage, give you a walk-in pantry, give you a sink that faces out in a window, or
Yeah.
2 dishwashers. I mean, the list of things we get asked are, you know,
Yeah.
there's a plethora of
So you're able to take here's the existing thing, zoom out, how can we rearrange that
Mhm.
or add to it or rework it?
Right.
'Cause I had you come to my house
Yes.
and I have this like weird little mud room. I have a pantry that
Yeah.
doesn't make a lot of sense. Anyways, and you're like,
Yeah, my favorite is when we do renovations in an existing square footage
Yeah.
because that's when you get to be the most creative, I would say, because it's a little easier because you have that parameter of I'm not adding on square footage, I'm keeping in this house. So
Yeah.
how do these pieces fit together? How does the mudroom talk to the pantry that talks to the kitchen, that talks to the living room or the dining room?
Yeah.
Is there a breakfast nook? Is there a powder bath we need to take into account? Like basically my clients give me the pieces and I rearrange them into different versions for them to look at.
Can you let me into your brain a little bit? Like
Yeah.
when you're when you're walking into a house, you want to do something, like, are you visualizing it there? Like, is your brain kind of like picturing it, or do you have to like get in front of your computer and start drawing it?
A little bit of both, honestly. Have you ever watched The Queen's Gambit on Netflix?
Yeah.
You know how it's literally just like that. You know how she, like, sees on the ceiling where the pieces of the chessboard are moving? That's how my brain works. So, like,
So you're literally visualizing it.
yeah, while I'm
Are you visualizing it like the drawing? Because we're walking into a thing that's like this.
right, like a two-dimensional.
Yeah.
I think it's a little bit of both. Like, when I'm in a project, I see it in my brain as a 3D, or I'll see, like, concepts of something. Like, I'll see like, "Oh, maybe in this corner something can go there." And then when I get into the drawing, then I see it like kinda like a sliding puzzle.
Mhm.
And just like I'll literally stare at a blank floor plan for 5-10 minutes, and I'll run through,
Right.
20 different scenarios in my head.
The Queen's Gambit.
Truly, it is like that, and it is so crazy to say because it's just that is really the best way I can describe it. I will see something, I will stare at it, and I'll say in my brain, I'll go through a scenario, and then I'll be like, "That doesn't work," and I'll try something else, and then once I find one that I think will work, then I will try to actually do it on the plan.
Were you like that as a kid?
I
Like,
did.
were you into that kind of thing as a kid? Like, how'd you get into this?
I was such the cliche, like, interior designer child. Like, I rearranged the furniture in my room constantly. Like, you will hear that probably from every interior designer.
Like in like middle school or high school?
Oh, in elementary school.
You rearranging the furniture in your room?
Yeah, I would, like, stay up late and, I don't know, my little 8-year-old body would push my dresser across the room.
Really?
I would come up with different yes, it was crazy.
Because it like didn't feel right.
No, I just wanted to change it. I was like, I'm bored. Let me change it to something else." And I would come up with the most bizarre furniture layouts in my little tiny bedroom, and then the next day I would show my mom what I did, and she'd be like, "Wow, cool."
And they were supportive.
Yeah, I mean, one time I did get in trouble for, like, being too loud, but, whatever.
And your dad's an architect.
My dad is an architect, yes, so I also have that growing up. Like, he would come home and he would ask my sister and I to, like, do some drawings for a client meeting that they had, like, not floor plans or anything, just, like, kid drawings, like,
Yeah.
flowers and trees or whatever. And he would say, "I have a presentation for a children's hospital," 'cause he's in hospitality or
Like big commercial
medical,
project.
yeah.
Yeah.
Big commercial projects. And so he would say, "I have a pitch I'm gonna do for, Baylor Scott& and White. Can you draw some pictures to, like, show the clients? Because it's a kids hospital and, like, we want that element." And so we were involved that way, and, he would take us to job sites. So,
So you have like early memories of your dad.
very early.
Did he have like the quintessential like drafting table?
He did,
In the
actually,
house?
for a little bit of time, he did on the dining table, he would have one, very early on.
Yeah.
He was more project managing. He was doing less of the actual design, and he was more overseeing all of the work being done.
Yeah.
But I remember when I was a kid, he did, like, the Methodist Heart Hospital in Plano, and he would, like, take us to the job sites, or he would take us to his office in the summer, and my sister and I would play around in their office. They'd have, like, foosball or scooters, and we would
Yeah.
ride around. And then there was actually one hospital that they did where they needed models to do this really cool elevator design. And so I was a cheerleader at the time, and so he had me do some, like, cheer
Cheers in it.
poses. And that my silhouette is still in the hospital elevator. And so sometimes we'll go and, like, see it, just memories.
Like, was there a moment then? So obviously you're rearranging your room. As a
Mhm.
kid. Dad's architect, kind of around.
Yeah, that's, like,
Was there a moment where you're like, this is what I want to do?
Yeah, I feel like I think it was a blessing because I've kind of known what I wanted to do since I was in, like, 6th grade, and it's literally never changed since.
Interior designer?
Yep.
Okay.
I had, as
And
a
it wasn't architect. You didn't want to.
No, no, I never was interested in being an architect. Obviously saw my dad do that, and I don't know, something about it, I was like, "That's not for me, that's for him. I want something similar but different." And, I wanted to be, when I was growing up, like, an astronomer or, like, a fashion designer or whatever, as all kids make up whatever they want. And then around 6th grade, I was like, "Actually, I really like, drawing houses," and I would, like, draw very poorly, like, the front facade of different houses with my friends, we'd color them or whatever, and I just kinda was like, "Oh, this is interesting to me." I took a few classes in, grade school, and I thought, "Yeah, I kinda like this, I think this is something I'd be interested in," and then I never changed my mind, that was what I was gonna do, and I
Right.
just told everyone, "This is what I'm gonna be."
So yeah, so very early on.
Very
Or
early on.
sixth grade, you're proclaiming it.
Yeah,
That's pretty cool.
yeah.
Where'd you grow up?
I grew up in Rowlett, so it's just,
Okay.
like, 30 minutes outside of Dallas.
Okay.
Yeah, and I literally, like, I would go to college and my friends would be like, "I didn't know what to do, so I'm just, majoring in business," or whatever the case may be, and I was like, "Nope, I'm an interior designer. I already know."
And were you like color oriented and stuff? Like, were you reading like in college and high school? Were you like flipping through house magazines?
I did.
Because also I feel like as a kid you're a little disconnected from like homes. I feel like I'm gonna spend money on the homes is like a very like 30-something-year-old thing to
Yes.
do.
My favorite thing to do as a kid was go to model homes with my parents.
Is your favorite thing to
I'm
do?
not even kidding you. One of my birthdays, my mom said, "What do you wanna do?" And I said, "Can we tour model homes?" And for a whole day, we just
That's so
she drove me.
bizarre.
I know, it's so crazy, but I had so much fun. I loved doing it. I loved seeing how they, like I really liked the staging. I think that was
Uh-huh.
what I was most interested in at that
Okay.
time, of just, like, seeing how they put it together in the cute little vignettes, and I just, like, loved looking at it. It was so fun. I also just loved I'm, like, nosy, so I just wanna what does this look like inside? Like, we would go to multi-million dollar homes and just, like, wander around and get lost, and I just loved it, and still to this day, I love going to model homes.
That's so interesting. Like, so how what you have any idea, like, approximate range of what birthday that was?
I think it was
Like, high school?
yeah, I
Middle
think it
school?
was, like, 13, 14. It was before I could drive.
That's so like, that wasn't even on my radar.
Yeah,
I now I love, love, love real estate. I love
of course.
spaces, like but that, like, as a as a kid, it just wasn't
I know.
it's not something a normal kid thinks about.
No, it's not. It's
Yeah.
not. I was just like, "This is what I'm gonna do." I was very goal-oriented, so it was
Yeah.
like, "I'm gonna be a designer, watch me make that happen." Or, like, with my car, for example, before I could drive, I wanted a Kia Soul so bad,
Uh-huh.
and that was when it was, like, the hamster commercials, so I would
Okay.
get, like, bullied for wanting a Kia Soul because they were so cheesy back then, and obviously, like, I'm getting my first car, it's gonna be this,
Yeah.
like, crap from the yard or whatever, and I never had one, and I told my parents, I was like, "You watch, when I get a new car, I'm getting a Kia Soul. Like, that's gonna be
You
the"
get a thing in so in other words, you get a thing in your head and
I just go for it. I'm like,
you
"That's
don't let
the
it down.
goal. I'm, like, laser focused on it. I'm gonna do it." And I drive a Kia Soul now, so
Yeah, yeah. So so go to college
Yep,
for that,
yep.
Texas Tech,
Yes, wreck 'em.
reckon. And then what'd you do after that? Like, you got out
Yeah, so at Texas Tech, their program is kinda heavily centered on commercial design. They really preach that.
but you wanna do residential because you were
Yeah.
touring model
I wanted to do residential, but because I was in school and they kept kind of sharing that sentiment of, like, commercial has a lot more opportunity, that's where you can, like, get really far into the business, I thought, "Well, let me give it a try and just, like, see if that's something that I'm interested in." And so right out of college, I worked for a commercial firm in Dallas where we did apartments and senior living facilities, and, I mean,
that doesn't sound too exciting.
it wasn't that exciting. It was my first job out of school. I worked in school for a woman who did custom homes in Lubbock, so I did have, like, training in that regard, but I didn't have any in commercial,
Mhm.
design, and so I needed to be taught a lot. I had a lot of things that I learned there. It was not the best environment, and I also just realized I didn't have a passion for that type of design.
You didn't have a passion for senior living design?
I didn't, surprisingly, that wasn't something that interests me.
Yeah.
And so after about 2.5 years is when I started looking for something different. I actually saw the post on LinkedIn for a position here at 6th Ave. I read it and I was like, "This can't be true." I was like, "What's wrong about this? Something must be off here," because I was just like, "This is my dream job." Like, the description, I was like, "This is perfect."
Mhm.
And then I sent in my application, and actually, I thought I never heard back, and I was like, "Dang, they must have found someone that is heartbreaking because it sounded too good to be true." Turns out I had a email from Chris in my spam folder
Oh,
for
no way.
weeks, and I was kicking myself because I was like, "Oh my god, did I miss this opportunity?" I emailed him back, and thankfully, y'all were still looking to hire, and so I came and did an interview and, now I'm here. I've been here for, like, 4 years.
It's been 4 years?
I think so, yeah, I
Wow.
think it was 4 in April.
So it's interesting. We have had we've had just a kind of a wild experience with interior designers, and I think one of the things, like, very early on when Jimmy and I started renovating and flipping houses,
Right.
I I love the design portion of it. I don't know that I'm talented at it other than just I am drawn to, like, interesting, bold spaces.
Yeah.
But I'm not as that like, picking out paint colors stresses me out so much because it's like
There's so many.
1,000 blues,
Yeah.
and so I don't like that, and so I very quickly realized, like, okay, I wanna have someone who's, like, really passionate about it, who's decisive, but, like, has our style, and so
Yeah.
we have worked with before you came on board, not a dozen, that's probably dramatic, but a lot of different designers. I worked with a lot of different designers.
Yeah.
And the challenge with interior design is that it can be very whimsical, beauty focused, but detached from practicality.
Yep.
And so there's this balance, especially when you're flipping, especially when you're working with someone's budget. And most of our clients we're not doing mansions.
No.
I wish we were doing mansions, but most of our clients like have a limited budget. And so there's this dance of beautiful whimsical design and practicality and
Yeah.
construction practicality.
Yeah, you have to, like, reel them in a
You
little.
have to reel it in. And so we've worked with just a lot of designers,
Yeah.
some of them would do beautiful things, but just were not feasible or attainable or just, and or most designers don't and can't do like true layouts.
Mhm.
They kind of have an idea, they can tell you, they can maybe draw on a piece of paper, but like,
Yeah.
so I feel like you sort of brought this unique combination of one, the ability to do kind of what an architect does,
Mhm.
but elevated beauty coupled with practicality.
Yeah.
Um, and so which I think is like kind of a unique thing. Like we had, kind of had a revolving door of designers until you came in. And so really kind of like changed was that missing piece, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I remember interviewing, and Jimmy had been telling me that y'all had been using a lot of outside architects to do your work because you obviously didn't have one in-house at that time. And I think originally I interviewed for a interior designer position as, like, someone who specifies selections.
Yeah.
But when I was telling Jimmy about my background, I think he kind of had this, like, light bulb moment of, "Wait, maybe we could bring these floor plans in-house and actually do that as a service we provide,
Yeah.
a new service."
'Cause we weren't doing that before.
No, and so asked me if I was on board to do that, and I said, "Absolutely." He said, "It's gonna be hard," and I said, "That sounds fine."
Hmm.
And, so I stepped in day 1, and he was like, "Okay, create a process for how we do floor plans. We've never done it before. You
Yeah.
get to create the whole thing." And so pretty much in my first year, I created the process of how we do floor plans and
Mhm.
how that connects to design.
Yeah.
And then we've just been, like, tweaking it and molding it since then to this, like, beautiful
Yeah,
product we have
now we got it
now.
dialed in.
Yes.
But traditionally, we would hire architects.
Right.
Any If we're doing any sort of major reworking, you have to have plans.
Yeah.
If you're like, I'm moving my kitchen around, I'm adding on, you have to have plans. You have to submit plans to the city.
Absolutely.
And the problem same thing with the architects, they were just so disconnected from
Mhm.
the reality of construction,
Yeah.
and it was slower. Like we have a client who's ready to go, then we got to hire an architect, and that takes a long time, and then there's this back and forth, and we start the construction, and like it was just a very like, and that's how it works. Like
I mean, that's, yeah, very standard.
in all of Fort Worth, that's how it
Yeah.
works. I would say like we're probably the or one of the only places that actually like we can do floor plans inside. We can
Yeah.
permitting in house.
Yep.
But I think it's just a better way to do things. How do you know how many like projects you've done
Oh gosh. I mean, this year alone, I mean, right now, actually, I have 21 projects
actively?
actively working on right now.
Oh my gosh,
So, I mean,
hundreds.
yeah, I would say at least a couple hundred that
Yeah.
we've done.
Do any like particular projects stand out as like memorable or
Oh, yeah.
you're like, I'm really proud of this one. It was either A, really beautiful, or B, was really challenging, but we like.
Absolutely. I think, there's one project that's on Lipscomb that we added on, I think, like, 1,600 square foot to this already gorgeous home,
Mhm.
and it was so rewarding because the caliber of design on that project was so high. The clients really trusted us to just give them, like, our best work,
Mhm.
and they allowed us to be creative and to offer these ideas that were, you know, just so grand and beautiful. We did beautiful trim work and a double island in the kitchen, and I mean, it's been all over our Instagram. We have a beautiful range hood with niches in it and a banquette for, like, their breakfast nook. It was just beautiful, and the clients were incredible to work
Mhm.
with. They were so lovely, so much fun.
Yeah.
I really love that project. I would say new builds are also memorable in their own right because they are more challenging
Yeah.
because they have no parameters.
Yeah.
So it's like when I'm building in an existing square footage, I know where my, boundaries are, but in a new build, we have an open box. We're like, we can do anything. I mean, within reason, of course, but it's a lot harder to do. So then it becomes more challenging. So then it becomes more fulfilling because you did it. Like
Mhm.
you tackled it, you got through it, and then you get to watch it be built from the ground up in front of you.
Yeah,
And
that's
then
cool.
you get to watch these
You get to
clients.
dream it up, which is fun.
You do. Like, we have another project that we've been working on for a while, and it's a really touching story with our clients, and I remember the day we broke ground, we met them out there, and they shoveled some dirt out, we had some champagne, and we, like, prayed over the lot, and they started, crying and were emotional about it, and it is just so it's touching to know, like, I had an impact on these people,
Mhm.
whether they remember this in 10 years or not, like,
Yeah.
I was a part of this story, and I helped them solve a problem they couldn't solve by
Yeah.
themselves.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, that's, I think, the most rewarding, like, part of the whole job.
And was there any ones that was like, "This was really hard?"
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
There are definitely projects where I am like, "Am I in over my head?" Or I'm just like, "This is the wish list and the lot," or whatever the case may be, is shooting for the stars and, like, can I deliver that? And again, when you can, that's when you're like, "Oh,
Yeah.
I'm proud of the work that I'm
It feels
putting out."
good.
Yeah.
Um, can you talk a little bit about things or advice, things you wish, uh, clients knew coming into it? Because for most people, like, most people at this point have been doing renovation. This is 2nd, 3rd, like, they've bought a home, they've gone through that exercise, but most haven't done a renovation.
Yeah.
Most, and so there's a learning curve. You don't know what you don't know.
Mhm.
If you could speak into, I wish people knew this going into it, or here's some advice I would share if you're considering a renovation,
Yeah.
design project, like you anything off
I
the top
would
of your head.
say advice-wise, start, like, 3 or more months before you think you need to, because the longer we take on honing in the floor plan, honing in the design, the more that we are going to make sure we don't miss, or
Mhm.
I guess the less we'll miss. So, like, the process, especially for a new build, but for any project, it takes longer than you think.
Yeah.
And that's because we wanna do our due diligence. We wanna make sure that we're crossing our T's, dotting our I's, we're not missing any detail. That way, when we go to construction, it is just smooth sailing.
Yeah. So when you say they should start 3 to 4 months earlier, what does that mean? Does that mean, like, making a Pinterest board? Does that mean, like
I think that means, like, engaging with us or
Oh,
engaging
okay.
with whoever you are wanting to do the project.
Okay, so you're saying, like, they should, even if they're even just kinda considering it, they should reach out earlier
Yeah,
so you have more time to kinda dream and go back and forth and plan,
absolutely. Because
because that planning takes a long time.
it does.
So
Planning takes a long time, and with our process, we do free estimates, and so if you're even interested, you can call us, we'll come out, we'll give you an idea of what it will cost, just rough numbers, just,
yeah.
we don't have anything concrete, but just an idea, and then you can say, "Okay, like, I understand the cost associated, I understand the timeline associated. I can either decide to go ahead and get started and plan things out, or I can wait and maybe save up," or,
Yeah.
you'll have a better idea of how you wanna move forward. I think with our design and floor plan process, we can do things quickly, and I'm not saying not everything takes forever,
Yeah.
I'm just saying you want us to spend more time on it because then we are going through all the holes, making sure we didn't miss anything, making sure that we've talked about what kind of vent fan do you want? Do you want your ceiling fan remote to be on your wall? Like, we're gonna ask you the most mundane, like, minute questions that you've never
Yeah.
thought about before,
Yeah.
and
And
you want us to.
I would say that's, like, if I could say anything is the case for a designer, granted, having a space that's beautiful is a good case, but the amount of decisions you have to make is insane.
It
Like,
is.
you just don't know. Like, you have to make so many.
Yeah,
Is the baseboards this big or this big?
right.
Where's the trim be? Where's the light?
Yep.
There's just so many decisions, and having someone who, like, sees the big picture and knows how to make those decisions just makes it.
Yeah. Well, and I think working with a construction team, like, the beauty of our one-stop shop is that I've spent all this time on site with our project managers, working on the bids, working on the actual construction, going through the phases. So now I know, like, hey, if we want to, try to save money, the floor plan needs to look like this.
Yeah.
Or I can say, hey, I love this idea from you, client, but that's going to cost X.
Yeah.
Let me manage your expectations because our team is a team of experts.
That front end work is where you
Yes.
solve those.
Yeah, because a lot of our clients actually, we've had a handful of clients who have done work with a different team, a different designer, a different architect or whatever, and they get to, getting a bid from their contractor and it's exponentially more than they had planned. And they come to us and they're like, my designer didn't keep my budget in mind.
Mm.
And that's something that we have the luxury of being able to do and to be able to flex with because we have in-house construction that we can ask these questions.
Yeah. Are there any current design trends or things that you are loving or hating?
Ooh. Well, wallpaper is making a comeback, and I'm so happy about it. Our team is obsessed with wallpaper.
Yeah, we love
So anytime a client tells us they are on board for that, we are just like,
because it just transforms the
it's
space.
beautiful.
Yeah.
I love it so much. I would say another trend. Oh, I'm trying to think. I've been seeing from a floor plan perspective, a lot of clients are asking to close in their open floor plan. They want the designated rooms. I think one, because they like the feel of things being cozy and quaint and intimate. And then on the other hand, it gives us more opportunity to have fun.
Yeah.
Because if a room is
And you can
closed
put more
off,
storage in it too.
you can. But like if a room is closed off, then, we could paint one room one color or wallpaper one room one thing, and then the next room can be totally different because they're not flowing into each other like that. And so I've been requested that a lot recently, which I love because I love anything that's
I love it
cozy.
too. I was never a fan of just giant everything is open. It just
Yeah.
there's no like you lose a lot of character.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of the new builds is just it's just a box
Yes.
and there's no spaces. There's
Yeah.
no like nooks.
Yeah, I've been enjoying that shift for sure. And I think also, how everything's a cycle, right? So, something in the 70s comes out of style and then comes back in. And I love how we're getting kind of more retro in some selections. So like clients are wanting more color, more vibrancy, more of like color drenching, which is like when you paint walls, trim, ceiling, cabinets, all the same
Which
color.
I love.
I
That's my
love that.
number one design advice is paint the trim, paint the ceiling.
Yes, it looks so good. Don't be scared.
Because if you have like a cool blue and then like white trim and white like
It ruins it.
yeah,
It's not the same.
it doesn't feel elevated.
Yeah. And things that I hate, I don't even know if these are trends anymore, but accent walls? Singular accent walls. We're not doing that anymore.
I'm guilty of doing a bunch of singular accent.
Well, that's because that was what was popular, and now I'm like, "No, we're not gonna do that. That's gonna date us."
Mhm.
Because clients are always asking, like, "We want something timeless. We don't want something trendy." So it's up to us to tell them we have 2 answers. One is, "It's your house. You can do whatever you want."
Yeah.
2 is, "Well, this would be trendy or this would make you feel timeless." And so we kind of like navigate that with them.
Yeah. Those are good. So those are some good advice there. Um, hobbies. What do you do outside of work?
I love to read.
Okay.
I'm a big book nerd. Um,
Run
I
a club.
I used to run my own book club. Stopped doing that. I joined a little book club, which is super fun. And then I actually run like this is so silly, but I run like an Instagram where I post like my book reviews and my thoughts on things and stuff. And my friends all follow it.
That's the handle.
It's the Gal's Guide to Reading. And
All one word.
yeah, all one
Okay.
word, The Gal's Guide to Reading. And basically I just kind of like share my thoughts on books and sometimes I'm like, this book was a 2-star review, don't freaking read it.
And when you talk about books,
Yeah.
you have a very specific genre.
I do. I like a
We're
lot
not
of
like reading Benjamin Franklin's biography.
No, I'm not. I'm not reading anything that's nonfiction. You won't find me reading biographies or self-help books or finance books or any of that. I will fall asleep. I'll be so bored. I really love fantasy novels or like romantasy, historical fictions. Like I like a lot, but I read mostly fantasy novels.
And what's your favorite?
Oh, well, Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas is
Okay.
the best series that's ever been written. It's like God tier
Uh-huh.
for me.
So if you wanna connect with Kayla,
Yes, I will talk your ear off about Throne of Glass and Sarah J. Maas until the cows go home. So,
I love it. I love it. Um, also newly married.
yes, I got married in October.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Not even a year yet.
not a year yet.
So that's
No.
exciting. Okay, talk a little bit about, there's one of the things I ask everybody in this interview is work is demanding, work is challenging, especially a 21 project, like, that's a lot.
It is.
Um, what do you do to kinda, like, stay balanced, to stay grounded, like,
Yeah,
like,
great
any
question.
habits, rhythms?
I actually last year or maybe a year and a half ago, I decided to turn off Gmail notifications on my phone because I would, be out of office and like not working or it'd be past 5 or whatever the case, and I would get an email. And I'm the type of person like if I have a notification on my phone, I have to like clear it because I have OCD and I like need that to be gone. And so at 9 o'clock, I would read an email from a client or from one of my team members, and I'd be like, "Ugh, I have to do this tomorrow," or like, "Oh, this is something that," it just like gets your brain out of
Yeah.
we're not working, now we're working.
And then turns your brain on.
It does. And
And you
so
can't control it.
no,
It doesn't do like, it doesn't
no.
change your ability to do anything.
It just like for it makes you feel like you're just always on.
Yeah.
And so I turned that off. And honestly, that has been incredible because it's like if I want to go check my email, then like I can go and do that. But if I'm, 5 to 9 or whatever, I can just be
Yeah. That's a good
off of
tip.
work.
That's a good tip. I support that.
Yeah, I really liked doing that. And I think just I've had to have a lot of like personal growth while working here of, setting boundaries and also like not taking everything so personally. I think that's really hard, especially for like younger generation of wanting like, to be perfect and wanting to like make sure everyone's happy and not wanting to disappoint people and like wanting to give these people this wonderful experience and make sure that they're having a good time.
Mhm.
And, we all make mistakes. We're all human. And so I think I've had to learn how to um allow myself the grace to make mistakes or allow myself the room to let my clients disagree with what I've done or say they, want to change something or
Yeah.
anything like that. I think I've learned how to separate like my personal opinion or personal thought with what's best for them.
Yeah.
And so I think that's been really helpful to make that separation and have that boundary.
Yeah. Especially because you're kind of an artist. It's like all artists.
Yeah.
You work hard on this thing that you think is beautiful, and then someone like doesn't like it. Um, it can be hard, and that's an
Mhm.
acquired skill. That's a learned trait.
Yeah.
But then it's like it's their project,
Right, it is.
and the no gets you closer to a yes, and so it's
Right, and that's how we are now. We're like, "Hey, you don't have to like it. It's not my house, it's your house. What do you wanna see? Tell me what you want." And a lot of my job is deciphering what people are saying, because a lot of the time, people don't know what they are actually asking
yeah.
for.
I can see
They
that.
they think one thing, and then we're like, "Oh, that's actually not what that's called. Let me show you what this is. Is this what you like?"
Yeah.
And so we have to kind of, like, weed through all of their thoughts and ideas and things they saw on Pinterest or Instagram or whatever it may be, and kinda, like, reel them in and say, "Okay, this is what you're saying."
Yeah. And sometimes they don't know.
They don't.
Like sometimes I don't know. Hit me with something so I can say yes or no to it.
Oh, yeah, a lot of our clients will ask them questions, and they're like, "I've literally never thought about that in
Yeah.
my life." And you're like, "Okay, well, think about it now and let us know what you want."
Yeah. Um, what advice would you give your younger self?
Hmm. I think I would kind of going back to what we were saying a little bit ago, just like it's okay to not know what you're doing. It's okay to not be perfect. It's okay to not people please. Like it is like you're going to be okay. And
Yeah.
just like trusting in yourself, trusting your intuition, trusting your gut, like sticking true to who you are as a person, to your values, and not, shifting those to meet like anybody else's
Yeah.
agenda. So I think coming in here, I've been to Sixth Avenue, I've really had to step up as like a leader and step up as someone who has a voice in our company, which I'm immensely grateful for. but it's uncomfortable to me. Imposter syndrome is real, and I had to kind of get over that and, like, just tell myself, like, "No, they trust me," being, like, all of our leadership team, "You guys trust me to do this job, or you wouldn't have me in this position. So, like, I'm gonna rise to your, like, occasion and
Yeah.
prove that I can do this, and I can, and I do." And so I think it's just, like, trusting in yourself and, like, having confidence that you can do hard things.
Yeah. I love that.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna move us to the rapid fire questions to
Okay.
close it out. Go-to coffee order.
Oh, gosh. Okay, well, I don't drink coffee normally, but if I do, it's gonna be something really sugary that tastes nothing like coffee, and it tastes only like chocolate. Whatever that is. Whatever that can be. Like a cinnamon dolce latte, something like that.
I like it. Favorite Fort Worth design inspiration? A building, a place, a hotel, a
Ooh.
restaurant, a house.
Have you been to Bowie House?
Oh yeah, I love it.
I love Bowie House.
That's like my vibe.
It's not my personal style, but I
I wish my house was
love
like
it. It is stunning. Like,
Yeah.
and also their happy hour or their, brunch menu, so good.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like the art and the
Oh,
colors.
yes, and they have, this, like, library in there that is so cool,
Mhm.
and their bathrooms are cool too.
Okay, on that vein, go to favorite, like, meal in Fort Worth.
Ooh,
Where do you go? Like, favorite meal, my favorite place to go.
what an interesting question. My husband and I don't eat out very often.
When you do, if you had, like, a date night or something.
Um, oh gosh, I literally don't know. The only thing I can think of is Chewy's, and that's such a boring answer.
It's not boring if it's yours. Okay, fun fact about Kayla. When she's doing floor plans,
Oh, yeah.
many of the times, she's watching TV shows.
I am
I don't know how you multitask to do
calling
that.
out.
Generally reality shows.
Yes.
What are you currently watching?
Okay,
Favorite
so glad you asked.
favorite to work and watch
I
shows?
started off this whole endeavor of watching reality TV and doing work with Survivor, which is just iconic. So freaking good. If you've never watched it all the way, like, start from the beginning and do it. It's so good. And then I watched Amazing Race, which is also great. Then I watched The Challenge. I just finished all of
I don't
that.
know what the challenge is.
The Challenge is like a it's kind of like Survivor, but they have, like, an actual place to stay, and they're doing hardcore challenges.
Okay.
Like, it's, like, stuntman level
Oh.
challenges. It's so fascinating. It came from, like, Road Rules, I guess, which I never watched, but, or I'll watch, Below Deck.
Okay, I heard that's fun.
It is so fun. I will watch anything reality TV competition. That is my jam. It's 'cause you don't have to, like, listen to a plot. You're just, like, kind of, like,
Tune in a
listening.
little bit.
Yeah, you don't have to actually focus on what's going on, like a drama or, something where you're like, I need to, like Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be watching Game of Thrones while working because I need to listen to
Pay
it.
attention.
Yeah,
Pay
yeah.
attention too much. Okay, final question. What is the most underrated room in a house? Or maybe your favorite room to design?
My gut reaction was powder bath, which just seems weird, but you can have the most fun
Yeah.
in the smaller of space. Like Lee, our designer, and I always tell our clients, the smaller the space, the more fun you can have. So, like, laundry rooms, powder bathrooms, butler's pantries, those are spaces where we really go all out. We have a funky light fixture, some beautiful wallpaper,
Yeah.
colored trim, or anything like that. You can just have so much more fun.
Yeah, powder baths you can go.
And that's where your
Vintage.
guests are gonna be too. So we're like, you wanna have a wow moment.
Yeah.
That's it.
I love it. I love it. Good conversation. Thanks for sharing with us.
Yeah,
I
cheers.
enjoyed it.
Thanks for having me.